vegan cream of broccoli soup. And I've only got a couple minutes, which is great because that's all you need to make the soup. I've got to run over to my office and drop off some reports, and so this will be great because I can make this really quick and get it cooking and be gone like 10-15 minutes. My office is around the corner, and then I'll come back and I'll blend it up and make it nice and creamy. Okay, so for this, you're going to need a nice stock pot, and you'll just fill it with water. I'll let you know how many cups of water I use in the recipe that I put in. But basically, this is a very forgiving recipe, so you're essentially just going to fill a big pot with water, and you'll be fine. Sometimes measurements need to be exact, but a lot of times they don't. And if you're making things like soup, or you're making brownies, or different things that it's really about consistency, then you have room to experiment. So I'm gonna go ahead and heat this up, and I'll get the veggies. So to make this soup creamy, we're going to use cashews. And we're gonna put just whatever veggies we have in our fridge. So I love broccoli. Cruciferous vegetables are very healthy and anti-cancer, and they also just make you feel good. So they're good for your digestion too. And then, let's see, I've got a little bit of red onion left over from last night, so I'll put that in. And then what else? What else do we want? Maybe we'll put in a few peppers, so that'll be good. Okay, so this is super simple. I like to use a soup base better than bouillon, so this is really good, and I like the veggie broth one. But if you're not vegan, you could use a chicken broth or whatever broth you want. So I'm gonna put, usually they say about a teaspoon per cup. So I'm going to put in, for this, really it's about half a cup of broth that I just used, of soup base. Broth, bouillon, whatever you want to call it, soup stock, it's essentially all the same. Soup stock is usually if you made it yourself from a bunch of herbs and veggies and then draining that out. So we just use a simple version with better than bouillon. And then we're going to make this really simple and just pour in a bunch of broccoli. So I'm going to use about half of my bag. So that's about 1.5 pounds of broccoli. And then I'll put in some carrots. So I'll do, this probably like 1 cup, 2 cups of carrots. And then I'll put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stalks of celery. Soup does not have to have exact measurements. And then I'm going to chop up my onion a little bit. Because remember, everything's going to be blended at the end of this. So I put half an onion, but you could put a whole onion if you wanted. And then I'm going to put a few peppers. Wash these off. And I'll cut these peppers. Shine a little light on me. Okay, that's better. And then for the pièce de résistance, last but not least, we're gonna put in about 1.5 cups of cashews. That's gonna make it really creamy when we blend it up. It will be unbelievably tasty. It's one of the best soups you will ever have. You also could make the soup with cashews using butternut squash. You could use spinach. You could use asparagus, any type of veggie that you want. So let's go ahead and put, probably, that's about 1.5 cups. And again, you don't have to be uptight about your measurements with these types of recipes. This is totally Renegade cooking. Feel free to experiment a little bit. So I'm gonna stir all of this up, tongue-tied, because it looks so delicious. And then I'm gonna put a lid on that, and I'm gonna run over to work and turn in those reports, and I'll be right back to blend up the soup. See you in a bit. Okay, hey, so I'm back. So this has been boiling for about 10 minutes, and you can see that the veggies are nice and green and beautiful, colorful. We don't want it to overcook, because then it makes it sort of slimy and yucky, and not at all what we're going for with our soup. So we're gonna go ahead and just blend this up. If you don't have a quality blender, I recommend changing that and getting a quality blender, because it makes a huge difference if you want to have fast, yummy ways to prepare food. Okay. I love having my Vitamix. Hello, Vitamix, you make me so happy. Okay, so now look at this. So I'm gonna put this in a second pot, and I'll just keep blending, but I'm gonna have a little bit of soup just for me, and that will be my delicious lunch. If I wanted to, I could cut up some pieces of broccoli and give it a little more texture, but this is gonna be really delicious. And I'll do a little bit of salt to taste, and a little bit of pepper. And if I wanted to, we could go out to get some herbs, because that's always kind of fun. And we could put maybe, I don't know, yeah, some basil would be good. That would be kind of yummy. Come back, little camera. I'll put basil in it. Whoa. A floppy camera today. Basil. Oh, fun. Okay, good. I'm going to go ahead and try this delicious soup. Look how creamy and amazing that is. Okay, it's delicious. It really is. So you should make it. It's super simple, really healthy, and a good sustainable way to eat and to get your veggies in every day. I'm going to serve this creamy broccoli soup with some cauliflower rice. It's essentially just cauliflower that is chopped up in a food processor. And then I put garlic in it, and I put some peppers and some red onion and a little bit of lemon pepper seasoning. And then I'm gonna serve that with just some celery pieces. And it will be a delicious lunch.